My name is Nancy Good. I am in Core Contemporary, actually surrounded by an exhibition of my artwork from a series called Meaning: The Search For. And much like all of humanity, we're always looking for meaning in our life, purpose in our life, and I've created a body of work that interprets the journey and not so much the destination. And to me, that's really, really important because we're all on a journey and our destinations may differ, and that's not a bad thing. It's just recognizing that each person has a different path. I'm fully able to admit that I don't know everything about anything, and I really don't even know anything and everything about myself, but I learn more as I change my perspectives. And that will change how I look at myself sometimes and my beliefs that I've held for a long time. I think genetically, it's just part of my DNA to be artistic. I think most artists come to being an artist through play as children. And I loved to draw, and I loved to play, and I loved to create things, and I loved to make up stories about little creatures that I would create, whether it was be out of sticks or clay or sewing. I still hope, and I'm pretty sure I do, keep that playfulness within the studio with an appreciation that sometimes I have to take my art very seriously, but mostly it is about the joy of creation and the joy of storytelling. I've been a musician most of my life, a model, actor, writer, and probably within the last 15 years, I started to really focus on the visual art aspect of things. We're physically painting, the analog activity of artist's hand, mediums, canvas, whatever it is I wanted to create. All of the tools from all the different artistic genres I've pursued in my life still seem to weave themselves into the visual arts and paintings. I frequently get people telling me that they almost have an audible experience with my artwork, that it feels like music to them. And I understand that. There's a reason for that, because to me everything vibrates. And my mind is always interpreting vibrations in different ways, and I'm trying to translate them. And so the translations come out again in paintings through patterns, repetitive patterns. It's a natural evolution and a naturally occurring state of being to be an artist. Art is a language. I frequently hashtag, I paint what I can't say. And I believe that other cultures do the same thing. Language is mark making. Even our written language basically is mark making. We've decided on this is the letter A, this is the letter B. In our culture, other cultures have different marks for similar meaning, or have completely different letters and sounds altogether. And yet, we learn how to communicate, and I believe art has an intrinsic ability to communicate things without words, through emotion, through play, again, through stimulating memory. Different colors will stimulate different memories and emotions.
'Twas grace that taught my heart to feel, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first just believed. Amazed.
Art is not always just in a rectangular or square form mounted on the walls. As people walk around the gallery here, they will see things draped from the ceiling or uniquely affixed to the walls, so things ripple and have shadows. And I believe that as adults, we don't get to play enough, and I love the very intentional aspect of hiding things in plain sight, almost like a treasure hunt within the paintings that are both intelligent but also whimsical. Inspiration to open Core Contemporary ultimately came because, as an exhibiting artist, I was aware that there are too few exhibition spaces, curated exhibition spaces in Las Vegas. I've created a space that other artists can take chances in what they do and what they exhibit here. Yes, artwork is for sale, but that is not the sole purpose of the gallery. The purpose is to foster interaction with the community and the artist as to what art can be. The curation of an exhibition in a gallery space means that the curator, the person who's installing the work and deciding on the work, is thinking about what that artwork is saying and the storytelling. When I decided to open the gallery, I really wanted it to stay within that mission of curating spaces for working artists to provide opportunities for their growth, because exhibitions are also critical to the growth of an artist, much like film festivals would be to a filmmaker, to have their works critiqued or seen in light or with other filmmakers. Whatever they're creating is from their vision, and again, back to language. They're communicating something that is uniquely theirs. I take great joy in having this space and great joy in the opportunities that I'm able to give to an artist. And it could be a brand new artist who is doing something really remarkable and unusual that's never been seen before, that I will give us the very first solo show to. Or it will be an artist who's moved from a different country, who has never shown in the US before, and they've moved here to Las Vegas, and would give them their first solo show. Or an older, well-established artist, but who's been overlooked for years in terms of exhibitions, but are still very, very beloved in the community. And all of them bring me are remarkable to me. They're ways to continue the story of Vegas, to capture little bits of history of our community. And the history that we have here is far deeper than the buildings that often get imploded. It's the people, it's the community, it's the way we support each other, it's the way we encourage each other and grow together. And it's never, ever, ever too late. I have a great story about finally becoming a guitarist at age 40. I had tried all my life to learn how to play guitar and had some emotional and mental block to it. And it wasn't until I was 40 that I realized what the block was, dealt with it, and then it was like the floodgates opened, and within a year I was on the road playing music, living in a van with 2 Pekingese, and having the time of my life, but also taking chances and having to take risks in terms of what the rest of the world thought I should be doing at age 40 or 41. It's kind of a running theme in my life. I'm 63 years old almost, and I still don't necessarily run with the packs.
Was blind, but now I see. was blind.